on all the good things in our community and things that are going on. And what we like during the period, the campaign period, we invited a lot of candidates on our shows to figure out who's the best for which position. And one of the candidates we invited on won her race, Deena Flores from Clovis Unified. And we're so proud of you because you came on our show, you gave us the time, but ever since you got elected, you still come back and give us updates.
Of
Nobody
course.
does that. Once they win, we never see them again. So
Oh, I love doing this, so.
we
it's fun.
appreciate you're that kind of elected official.
Oh,
Just
well, thank you.
Open and transparent, and we can find out everything that's going on. You have District 6
Correct.
for Clovis Unified School District.
Correct.
Our old friend, my old family friend, Betsy Sandoval, held that seat for years. How long?
38 years.
And
And longest running board member in the district's history.
and she passed away Sunday.
Yes, sad
So,
news that
we
she
wanna-
just passed away Sunday night. So if you know the family, she has a lot of, she has 3 kids. Her son just retired. Rick just retired
Rick,
from Clovis Unified,
Yeah.
and 2 daughters, and lots of nephews and nieces and stuff. Some of them that still work for Clovis Unified. So if you know their family, I'm sure they would appreciate any extensions of condolences. And also too, I can share with you guys if you want on services and things like that and different things.
Yeah, send that over to me. I knew Betsy very well, and Sam is still around, her husband. And there's so many Sandoval cousins in Clovis. They're a tradition in themselves, and Betsy really rose to the top the heap and served on the board for all those years. So we
Yes,
appreciate you
it's
do
been an
that.
honor to follow in her shoes, and I hope I do it well.
What's going on? A new superintendent?
Yep, our new superintendent, Dr. Corinne Fulmer, just started officially July 1st. We just honored the family of Satoshi Fibber
Yeah,
Hirayama.
Hariyama. Fibber, we call him Fibber Hariyama. Last I remembered, he was principal at Gateway. Do you guys still have Gateway?
We sure do.
Yeah.
We
And
sure
I know
do.
he had a lot of jobs with Clovis. So.
Yes.
And you're honoring him. You guys
Yes,
honored his family?
yes, we actually, at our last board meeting this month, we invited his family and presented them with a resolution, and us board members were given T-shirts with the new school colors. It's going
Did
to
you name a school for him?
Yes, it's going to be the Hirayama Heat, and it's the new
Hirayama
school
Heat.
that's elementary school that's being built right there at Fowler and McKinley.
Yeah.
And if you
Wow.
drive by there, just right there by Gallo Winery,
Yeah.
you can see
Have
where.
you started?
Oh yeah, you can
Broke
see
ground
you
and-
can see the fields that have already gone up and different things like that.
And
Yeah.
it'll be elementary school.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to go back to the superintendent. Tell me his name.
Her name
Her name.
is
Oh, wow.
Dr. Corinne
Good for you
Fulmer,
guys. Yeah.
and she is homegrown here in Clovis and went all the way through Clovis Unified as a child, and
Wow.
and worked just a couple years at the beginning of her career outside the district, but the majority of her career has been in the district. And also, I think she is the second youngest superintendent since Doc Buchanan.
Wow. Now she went through Clovis schools.
Yes.
maybe, And worked for Clovis, and you guys promoted from within. A lot of times you find somebody from the outside, but you found a capable person right in the district.
Oh, yes, there are tons of capable people within our district. They are very well trained in the Clovis way, and there's a very strong feeling that it's important. I mean, we did have outside candidates, but there's just a strong feeling, Clovis is unique. It was voted as one of the top 100 livable cities on livability, and there's a very unique culture in Clovis, as you know, and so we felt that it was best to keep someone from within
That's great,
who could
yeah.
honor and recognize and uphold, all the principles that Dr. Buchanan instilled when he established this district.
Yeah. Now she, I wonder if I went to school with her. She my age? We won't even talk about what ages we are, but.
Well, she's younger than me.
All right, then she's way younger than me. Then I thought maybe it was one of my schoolmates. But
Nope.
that is great to have somebody from Clovis because she understands our values and the tradition. I mean, Clovis has changed so much from when I went to Clovis High. There was only one high school when I went to high school, and it has just changed so much. So she'll really understand that.
Well, and not only that, just as a person, she's just a very sweet, humble young lady, and I think she'll do really well.
Yeah. Now it's a big job now, superintendent. It's grown
Oh.
and grown and grown. What size compared to the other school districts in the state? What size is Clovis Unified?
So right now we're right around the 14th
14th
largest school
largest, yeah.
district in the state. We have right around, I think, 43 to 45,000 students.
A lot of people say Clovis Unified. That's in Clovis. It's not Clovis. It's Fresno, right?
We have, so I was looking at, like a pie chart the other day, and it was showing about 48% is Clovis residents,
Mm-hmm.
and then 8% was County Island.
County, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other remaining, 44, 45% right around there is, I'm not thinking about my math here right now, but anyway, it's Fresno.
Fresno, yeah.
Yes.
So, but kind of that end of Fresno that's out toward Clovis. But you also have the north end of Fresno. That's been a high growth area.
Correct. Up towards northwest Fresno.
Yeah. One of my favorite things in Clovis Unified that was built after I graduated and left was at Clovis North. You have that auditorium where they have the concerts and the choir performance.
The Paul Shagorian
Yeah.
Hall over at Clovis North. Yes, and we do all of our major, concerts, even a lot of community events, and a lot of our, like, for example, our Crystal Awards that we do every year as a district to honor district employees was held there also.
Now, is there a new high school, or did they just build a high school? What's the update on that?
We are in the process. We broke ground on the Terry Bradley Education Center.
Okay.
And that's over near like Highland and Dakota area. So right there kind of bordering with Sanger, but it's still Clovis. And we've broke ground over there, but we're still in the process of getting some agreements going for our water and our sewer from the city of Fresno. We've been working with both the city of Clovis and the city of Fresno, but it looks like we're going to get our utilities through the city of Fresno.
So Terry Bradley, will that be a high school, middle school, and elementary?
Eventually, yes. It's like if you look at the Clovis North Educational Center or the Clovis East, it's going to be, or even the Buchanan, it's going to be a high school and middle school and eventually elementary school. But in the beginning, we're starting with high school. We'll start with ninth grade, and then eventually the other schools will be built.
I don't want to put you on the spot for all these exact locations, but there's something out by Temperance and Clinton area, a school going in there.
Oh, it's already there.
It is there. Okay,
yes, that you're talking about Boris Elementary.
Oh, it's just elementary for now?
Yes.
Is that all that will go there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But wow, you guys are growing and growing, and it costs a lot of money. There's a lot to manage for the board. You have to oversee everything and budgets and make sure everything's going okay.
Yes, it's actually quite incredible because, the local control funding formula, which determines the amount of monies we get from the state and different sources, there is a portion of it called the concentration grant, which would equal to about $15 billion. But you have to have at least 55% of your students have to be what are considered Title I, so low income. And our average for our district, we have areas that are in school areas that are over that percentage, but as a district average, we're only at 48%, so we don't receive that money.
Well, that would be a lot of money for the district.
It is, and so, it's really remarkable that the things that Clovis Unified does with the sources, limited sources that they have.
And who decides on that money that you can't quite get? Is that a state rule, a federal rule?
There's it's called the local control funding formula.
Okay,
And
that's the
so,
formula. You can't go on. You don't want to recruit people just so you get in a different area. You have to deal with what you have and the students you have and the money that you have. And it's always a little juggling game, I'm sure.
Yeah, about 90, I think the last time I checked, it was like about 90 to 95% of our monies go towards salaries.
Salaries, wow. Now, a lot of people, we were talking before we came on the air, Bryson DeChambro, I don't know if they even say it right. He's in Clovis East. He went to Clovis East with my son Clayton, and he's a golfer. He's like one of the best pros out there right now.
Yes, he is.
And I think Clovis High has a quarterback, a freshman.
Yes, who's already being recruited at the college level. They just had him on the news the other day.
They're really looking.
Yep, so there's a lot of incredible things happening in Clovis. We just hosted, the the state competitions for track and also for swim.
Yeah, I heard today, my kids all live in New York. All my Clovis East kids grew up and moved to New York, and a lot of their friends from Clovis East all moved to New York. A real village back there then. But a girl from Clovis North, she's got a lead in a Broadway show, I think Miss Saigon. So there's Clovis kids all over the place.
There is. There's incredible things being done by our students.
Do you know off the top of your head we didn't talk about any of this. I'm just drilling her now. What percentage of Clovis high school students from Clovis Unified are going on to college?
Oh, what percentage? I'm sorry, I don't know that exact percentage, but I know our graduation rates are right up there in the mid 90s.
Yeah, 90 percentile. That's good.
Yes,
Clovis
and
always
and
got
all
that.
of our curriculum is based around the assumption that kids will go to college.
Mhm.
Although we have a lot of other programs like agriculture and medical programs, and we have CART, which is
Yeah.
a joint between Fresno Unified, so that we know that some students will follow more of a career technical education path, and so there's lots of opportunities for those students too. And referring to Clovis East, we talked a little bit about the new educational center that's being built, but Clovis East is very highly impacted and very overcrowded, and so we're building the Terry Bradley Educational Center to help take off.
relieve
Yes,
that.
yes.
Will the Ag Center stay at Clovis East?
As far as we know, for now.
far as we know for
Yes. Yep.
I was in the Ag at Clovis High. The Ag Center, of course, was at Clovis High because it was only high school then. And I thought, when they said it's going to be at Clovis East, I thought, oh, what? But when I went over there, it's remarkable, the Ag Center at Clovis East.
It is.
It's great. Students go from some of the programs that Clovis Unified had straight to work. They get full careers right when they get out of high school. Not every kid wants to or needs to go to college.
Oh no, there's a lot of programs. We have like firefighting programs. We have medical programs. There's we have at Clovis North. We actually have an EECU bank on our campus, and it's run by students.
That's incredible.
They have adult supervisors.
Sure, of course.
But yeah, it's being run by
They
students. The
learn
students-
banking. Could you
Mhm.
imagine going from high school? Now you're in demand. You're already trained. You're already trained to do the job. You go right into it. That
Yeah.
was great. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of great jobs in banking. Deena Combs Flores, I invite you here. I ask all these questions. I don't get anything you want to talk about that we're not getting to.
I just think we need to be vigilant. There's a lot with us, our small communities, there's a lot of attacks right now on what I believe are morality issues and things that are, trying to take away parents' rights. There's a lot
Yeah.
of legislation right now trying to take away parents' rights. And we are a big advocate for parents' rights.
Clovis
And
Unified is, yeah,
yes,
they always have been,
big
yeah.
advocate. Right now we're fighting, and I know people have different opinions, but right now we're fighting. There's an Embark dispensary trying to go in right there.
That sells marijuana.
Yeah, right there at, by 1,000 feet from Pinedale Elementary.
A little close
and
for comfort, maybe.
I think so, and I'm not speaking for other board members, but me personally, when we have kids getting off buses from Casner and close to us that have to walk by there, when we have armed guards sitting at a dispensary,
Yeah.
and if there's any police action and our schools have to go on lockdown, or the back side of their property is like 200 feet from a family residence,
Yeah.
how is that good for kids?
And that might be a little less than 1,000 feet. I'm not sure, but it's pretty close to that school.
I know it's within what Fresno City has said is legal, but just because it's legal doesn't always make it right.
And I've always said that once you start telling the community and the kids, oh, marijuana's okay, we're kind of teaching them something that might not be.
Everybody's got different opinions, but I had a brother pass away 2 years ago at 38 years old. That's what he started with, was marijuana in high
yeah.
school, and then it led on to other things, I know marijuana is legal here in the state of California, and I know the residents of Pinedale are really trying to fight against this dispensary, and it's not about at all. They want to make it clear that it's not about the legality of marijuana. It's about our kids and about the safety of our kids, and is it good for kids?
Well, Pinedale has its own struggles already.
Yes.
And when I went to Clovis High, the Pinedale kids came over there, and some maybe a little socioeconomic income differences. And so Pinedale's really struggling to come up, and they're doing good. And then you say, well, we're going to put the marijuana place right in the middle of their community. So.
Right, and so there's a lot of good parents and a lot of good supporters of Clovis Unified that are really trying to fight against it. And again, it's not about the legality of the marijuana, it's about our kids.
Are you having issues with banning books or not banning books? Or people asking you to? Or people asking you not to?
Clovis Unified has a very thorough process for going through curriculum, and they know that we are very conservative. And so they literally go through page by page and
Yeah.
flag everything. Now I am looking into, because I am new on the board, I did ask the superintendent recently, what's the process for books being put in our school libraries.
Yeah.
So she sends us like a weekly newsletter. So she's going to send out information so I can educate myself more about that, because we are, like I said, being attacked by morale issues that I don't feel are moral and right for our kids. So I want to learn a little bit more about that so we can try and keep books out of our libraries that are not proper for
Well,
our kids.
As a board member, you ask the perfect question. You just want to know who decides. Is it the
Correct.
librarian? Is it a faculty committee? Is it somebody in the superintendent's office? Who's making these decisions?
Correct. So we're going to get that information this week.
So when a parent comes to you and complains, and they will eventually, then you'll know how to
Correct.
get to the answer.
You know, I try to be completely transparent. You know, I'm still new, fairly new. I mean, yeah, I've been on there now for about 7 months, but I still try to be transparent. And if I don't know something, I'll just say I don't know it, but I will definitely try and get the information. So this is one of the things that I'm trying to find out is who makes the decision and how are the decisions made about the books that are going into our school libraries.
How many board members are there now?
We have 7.
7 board members. In
Yes.
your area, trustee area 6, approximately what are the boundaries?
On the north side, Barstow, the south side, Kings Canyon,
Wow.
east side, Fowler Avenue, west side, Clovis Avenue. But we do have a little bit that goes to the west side of Clovis in Tarpey Village.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a very small area of Buchanan High School. I have a small area of Clovis High, and then the majority of my area has Clovis East.
Clovis East High School, okay. We've gone way past time. I could talk to you for hours though, because this is very informative. Learned a lot in a very short period.
I enjoy it.
Anything else you want our viewers to know before we go?
No, we just appreciate, you know, all the support that the district is getting, and I just want, you know, viewers to know that, you know, because sometimes people form opinions from outside, but once you're inside, you realize all the good things that are going on.
Yeah.
And just really, if you don't know what's going on or you're not sure, instead of make an opinion or form a judgment, come talk to us, because we will give you the information.
That is good. Our guest is Deena Flores. How can they reach you if they want to get their opinion across or ask a question?
They can email me. I have a school email, which is dcombsflores without the hyphen at cusd.com. Or they can text me. It's all public information, so if they go on to probably the registrar's site, you could probably even find my cell phone number to text me.
By the way, one of the reasons why I was for Deena Flores, not because I can never say her name right, but she has a background in education.
Yes.
And you've been the ups and downs and ins and outs, and I think you're a perfect candidate at the perfect time, and you got elected, and thank goodness. So.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
come to California, they go one of two places, one of two ways, up north or down south. But you gotta pass through the Central Valley to get where you're going. That's where you'll find me at, Central California, Central Valley.